Et voilà, nous sommes ici au centre Julius Nyerere. C'est ici que du 18 au 22 juillet 2016, eh bien, les délégués de toute l'Afrique sont réunis pour discuter de l'accès à l'eau en Afrique. Sur le thème réaliser les objectifs liés à la sécurité à l'eau en Afrique en matière de l'accès à l'eau et à l'assainissement, eh bien, des discussions ont porté essentiellement sur comment opérationnaliser le 6e objectif de développement durable, comment mobiliser davantage de financement, comment créer un cadre de partenariat entre tous les acteurs et aussi et surtout comment mesurer l'impact, comment transformer les actions, comment transformer plutôt les paroles en actions. Eh bien, c'est ce qui a été décidé et à la fin, donc plusieurs décisions ont été prises. Et ce qui est important ici, c'est de noter l'engagement des ministres africains en charge de l'eau, de pouvoir très vite s'assurer que les questions d'injustice, d'inéquité soient combattues et que chacun soit amené à la table et que les questions liées à la gouvernance de l'eau soient un peu plus discutées et que surtout le partenariat se fasse beaucoup plus large et qu'on mobilise le financement de partout. Un appel a été lancé ici à la diaspora pour qu'elle aussi contribue, n'est-ce pas, à financer l'accès à l'eau et à l'assainissement en Afrique. Il n'est pas normal dans l'Afrique de 2030, eh bien, des jeunes dames, des demoiselles fréquentent dans les écoles où il n'y a pas de toilettes. Il n'est pas normal dans notre Afrique 2030 que des personnes louent des maisons, louent des chambres, louent des pièces dans lesquelles il n'y a pas de toilettes. Nous devons nous assurer que nous ayons tous accès à l'eau et aussi à l'assainissement. C'est le message fort que nous retenons ici de cette 6e semaine de l'eau. So tell me, madam, what did you get from this conference?
Sure, I've had a lot to learn as far as the Sustainable Development number 6 is concerned. I've learned about the gender issues and water. I've also learned about the human rights-based approach in demanding the water services to the people, how we can get the duty bearers and all the people who demand these services together. But I've also had the chance to learn from the civil society organization discussions how they can get in and get to assist the national or the policy makers in the nation how to better achieve this sustainable development goal number 6.
As a lady, do you face sometimes the issue about menstrual hygiene that was discussed here and there in this conference?
Sure. As the lady, and especially a lady from Africa or Tanzania, which is one of the countries where we face some water shortage problems, we sometimes, and in most cases, we face these problems. You might find you in your menstruation period and the water services are not available as the way they were supposed to have. So it's actually the situation which faces almost all the young girls in our African countries.
So how do you deal with that oftentimes when you're in a situation where there's no toilet or you don't have a pad? How do you do as a girl?
Seriously, first, that is very embarrassing and it really becomes a very hard situation. And in most cases, it happens to the young girls in secondary schools where they cannot easily access these safe towels and everything. So the best thing we normally do is struggle with the services available and get to see how we can easily manage the situation. But seriously, it is very hard to handle.
If you have the chance to talk to your minister in charge of WASH, what will be your message? What do you want to be done quickly and fast in Africa when it comes to water and sanitation?
Sure. First, I would advise him to make this agenda a priority. More resources should be allocated into this sector. More education should also be given to the citizens on the best ways to reserve the little resource they have. Also more education on the best ways to harvest some water in some rain sources and the related issues. But most importantly, the allocation of more resources, capacity building to the service providers and all that. I think that will at least help to solve the situation.
At the end, can you present me your organization and what you do with regard to WASH or what you plan to do next?
Sure. Our first approach will be...
No, your organization, and you present your organization and then you...
Young Volunteers for Environment Tanzania is planning to have various programs on water issues. But first we'll start with the WASH program. We plan to visit the secondary schools where we already have the school plans and first offer the education on the full issue of WASH program. But then we'll also be doing some advocacy on the water services improvement in those schools, because fine, we could be doing we can be providing the wash education, but then the water service is still a problem. So after having done the advocacy on the improvement of the water and sanitation facilities, then we'll go on with the wash programs to the secondary school students and the rest of the young people around.
Thank you very much, Madame Tina Mfanga.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Obrigada. Asante sana.
Joe, it's your turn.